Take two. Here we go. I'm at home, you're at school. Bad days, but life doesn't stop, neither does the work. So if you have a look here on Teams, you will find this, the Big Bang task. It comes in two parts. So you'll see here, part one. There we go, quite clearly. You can't see my finger yet. There it is. So if you have a look, this is the rubric in which you will be marked on this task. And yes, this task will be an assessment piece. So you already know because I told you, but I'll tell you again, there's a video in Teams that you are going to watch around the Big Bang timeline. And that means, of course, how the Big Bang happened and how long it actually took. If you have a look there, you can see that beginning and approaching construct a basic timeline that shows some major changes in the universe. And I've got some exemplars for you. So I'm going to sneak this one on here. Now, you haven't watched the video yet, so this is probably not going to make a hell of a lot of sense right now, but you can see that this is very basic. They've put down, these things are called epochs. They've put down the different epochs, but they haven't concluded or put in any information about what's happening in each epoch. They mentioned a few things up here, basically how long it's been, and a couple of things, obviously, that they've collected from notes from the video. And you can notice that they've indicated the radiation era here and the matter era here. So these particular eras are, of course, something that you'll see in the video. So you can see here, very basic, and that's why probably if we went back to this rubric and I was grading this, I would probably put it definitely here in this part of the rubric, in the beginning to approaching part. I don't think it's beginning. I would probably say that that would be an approaching exemplar. Here it says construct a detailed timeline in at column, here it is, that shows the major changes in the universe from the Big Bang, including significant events such as the formation of first stars and the first galaxies. So if we have a look at this particular thing, I would probably say that this is starting to move towards that at standard. We can see that they have presented it in a different way. And you can see that they've included some information. All right, and these are obviously things that they've got from the video as they've gone through. Now, Kelvin, of course, is the temperature, so 10 to the power of 33 Kelvin is very hot. They've included, I think, this 10 to 43 seconds, some time. Gravity pops in about here. Something called the superforce has popped in here. And we can see down here it says ingredients for the universe are present. So that's the radiation era. And then across here, if we just get rid of this, the second exemplar, which I'm pretty sure I put on Teams, but if not, they're on this video, so you can wind back at any time. You can start to see that this is the second part of theirs. And you can see in here that they've talked about stars form. So that was one of the things that was in the rubric, wasn't it? And down here, they've got these particular pieces of information that they've also found from the video. Dust clouds form hydrogen, helium and hydrogen clump together to form galaxies. Okay, dust clouds from, I think that's supposed to be form, I'm not sure. But then again, you wouldn't make that mistake because you'd edit your work. Otherwise, your teacher would get very, very crabby. So let's have a bit of a look at that rubric again, because I suppose really I've showed you what I would probably consider to be an at standard and an approaching standard. For these ones here, which we are looking for, you can see down here you need specific dates and times. And if we're looking over here, I'm probably looking at this point for you to go a little bit further than the video and maybe do some research around particular things and look into them. Now, remember, you've got 4 lessons to complete both of these tasks. And so you don't have a lot of time to be messing around. So let's have a look at part 2 now then. Now this part there is no video for. You have to do some independent research for this. So I want at least one type for beginning to approaching, a very basic one. And you'll notice down here in brackets are some of the things that you can look for. For at standard here, it says 2 types, but I think that that's a little bit too light. So we're going to make that 3. So I'll get a pencil and I'll come over here where it says 2 types. Where is it? 2. And we'll change that to the number 3. Okay? And then, of course, as we move across here, 3 would become 4, and then this would be all of them, okay? All of the pieces of information, and, of course, instant detail. So as we're moving up the rubric, you are looking at more detail about what these particular things are. So cosmic microwave background, radiation, redshift of galaxies, Edwin Hubble's observations, or the proportion of light elements. Now, you'll be able to find this quite easily. I would suggest the first thing to do would be to type in evidence for the Big Bang, because this is what this bit is about, for kids, and use that particular information that you'll get to then go and look for further information. Now, luckily, hopefully it's got a bit warmer and people can be reminded not to leave the door open when they come back from the toilet or things like that. But I'm probably hoping that that won't occur. So, that is your science. You can come back and watch this video at any time. And I'm going to finish off with a knock-knock joke. Knock, knock.